Happy Wednesday! I'm Angie Torrey, the old teacher, the one with experience. It takes an entire career to get good at teaching. There's so much to learn, and the result of that learning is student proficiency and student engagement. Today I'm going to talk about activities that engage students, activities that almost guarantee 100% student engagement. My principal nominated me for Teacher of the Year after he came in and saw what my students could do and how they were performing. It looks easy when you're an observer, but it isn't. It takes years of learning, experience, and skill building. When I was a new teacher, beginning teacher, even up to 10 years, my students didn't perform as well as they did later. Let my experience benefit you and help you lead a balanced life so you can just teach, correct, and go home, but still know that your students will be proficient. So what does it mean? What really is experience? It's you've already been through the trial and error, because as a new teacher, you're trying things out, right? Oh, I got this great idea. I'm going to try it in my classroom. This activity sounds wonderful, and then it bombs. And so you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to use this, or I'm going to change A, B, and C. But what happened while you were trying that out? You lost instructional time, right? And until you perfected it. So I've filtered out all of the ones that didn't work, or I've tweaked the ones that needed a little work, and I've only kept the activities that all my students like, or that helped them to get to proficiency, all of them. Not, oh, well, these worked really well for the high achievers, but not these guys. Or this was really good for the struggling students, but these guys were bored. No. So first I'm going to talk about ones that you can use online, since many of you will be teaching remotely. And then I'll show you the ones that you can use when you go back in the classroom. You see this link down here. That's a link to the blog post where I talk about and explain and describe all of or most of the activities I'm going to show you now. Because I'm not going to make this really long, some of them I'll just mention, but you can read about them in the blog post. So Trivial Pursuit, Mini Marathon, is one that I use for my fast finishers. What do you do when the top performers are finished and then they're, I want to check my texts on my phone. Of course, in my class they can't do that because the phones are in the phone pockets, but or I'm going to chat with the person next to me. Now this works really well, and my students love to answer these questions, and then I give them chocolate. Sorry. Yes, I give them chocolate for answering. Now this I just contradicted myself. This is for the high performers, but this is to keep them active and engaged while the other students are working. So let's see. I have them for all three levels. I'll just show you one slide. So here you could just pick one question and project it or give it to your students, and then give them some kind of reward for answering it. Google Drive activities. I don't know why, but they love them. You know, the students with the head on the desk? No, every single student is tapping away. So Google Drive activities, and they're really easy to correct. I just give them to my TA with the master. So they're not self-correcting, but I don't correct them, except for maybe some that have really open answers. And Kahoot, you can still project. You can share your screen, and they can compete individually instead of in pairs. My students beg to play that. Listening activities. Let me show you a listening activity. Now, here's where I just talk to them about the body parts. This is for Spanish too. And I make it funny. and they have to listen and do obey me, follow my instructions. And so anytime students are using their hands, they love it. Every single student is busy, and this listening activities are wonderful because it's 100% comprehensible input, but it's also checking for understanding because they can't do what you're telling them to do unless they understand what you're saying. Now, I don't assign students coloring in class unless it fulfills a learning goal. If I want them to do some drawing or coloring that doesn't fulfill a learning goal, I'll have them do that at home. But this is a listening learning goal and a comprehension, so it works really well. So in class, throw the ball. They love this game. So I tell them in the beginning, and again, they're up and moving, and they're actually throwing things, but they love it. And one side of the class is working while the other side of the class is trying to earn points. And I give this instructions in my blog post. But in the beginning of class, I tell them, okay, we're going to learn this today, or we're going to do this today, and then we're going to play this. So then they all focused. Oh, we got to do well on this. We got to beat the other team. So it works really well. Grab the game. Grab the grab game paired activity. Again, they're grabbing, they're moving, they're using all of that energy that they have, and you can see that on the blog post as well. Vocabulary board game, 100% comprehensible input, and they're running to the board to touch. I guess I can explain that really quickly. I write on the board in all different colors answers to what I'm saying, and I might say something like, this is, if we're learning, let's say, rooms in the house. Well, this is where I go to watch television, and then they'll touch the right word, and it's all in the target language. The best one, the one that works wonderfully, it just fulfills so many learning goals, is the 8 stations activity. And I want to show you what that looks like. First, I'm going to show you an actual class, and you won't hear much, and that's why I'm going to show you a simulate. 3 of my students volunteered to do it when the other students were out of class. So, oh, I didn't share again. Oh, I'm just not good at this, am I? So I'm going to share my screen. Here's the activity where they had to listen to what I was saying, the drawing, the skeleton. Okay, so now I'm going to have to show you the, I want to show you the, I had it already. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to share my screen. So, mini marathon. So we're going to have 3 levels. Let's go to number 11. So here's that, the mini marathon. And so now I'm going to share with you the 8-station activity.
Mi gusta ir a 2 restaurantes. Sí. ¿Qué restaurante te gusta más?
Okay, you can't really see that very well, so I'm going to show you the simulation.
¿Debes hablar inglés en la clase de español?
No debo hablar inglés en la clase.
¿Qué no debes hacer? No debo estudiar con la María. ¿Qué debes hacer?
No sé.
So there you go. Well, I remembered. Too late, but I remembered. So the 8 stations activity I use as a culminating activity. Let's see, at the end of Spanish 1, it's all in present tense, of course, and then after a month of teaching the preterite, then I'll use the preterite. And basically, it multiplies the teacher's presence in the classroom by 8, because I'm not doing anything except for walking around, and the students are all talking. The maestros have the questions and the answers, but the others do not. I choose my best students to do that. Sometimes some heritage and native speakers, but not usually. And then they're speaking the entire period, speaking the target language the entire period. And the best part is they beg me to play this again. And I'm like, you like that? I do this year after year, and they love it. So those are some of my activities. And again, if you would like to read more about how some of them that I didn't describe here is on the bottom, the URL for the blog post, and I will put it in the comments. Have a wonderful day. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.